Thank you, Leslie. Those questions really required imagination to answer. Now, I'd like to call on Bob Avalone to do the speech evaluation for our first speech by Pete Fordham. And Bob had this to say about creative self-expression. When I was working, the software I wrote was my creativity. Now that I'm retired, I have Toastmasters and writing movie reviews. I'm looking for new avenues. Bob.
Thank you, Chris. When I was thinking this week about reviewing Pete's speech, in my imagination, I imagined he would give a very good speech, because Pete is one of our best presenters, and I was not disappointed in that. Very dramatic speech. We'll start with the objectives. Object to entertain the audience. I believe they were entertained. It was very dramatic. He had me on the edge of my seat. I knew it was going to end good. I knew, because you told me he died a month ago. I knew he was going to survive, but we didn't know how. That's kind of like Columbo. You don't know how it's going to, murder is going to come out. This is a very familiar story. There have been many movies made about the Jews in World War II and how they survived. Everybody knows about Schindler's List, which I actually haven't seen. I've got to see that someday. There's several women's pajamas. But you took that familiar story and made it very personal by making it about your relatives through marriage. And I said it was dramatic. The part that was interesting to me was about the convent and sending the little girl to the convent as a way of protecting. I didn't know that. That was news to me, so that was something I learned. When you talked about the Gestapo trap, that was very dramatic, and I think everybody felt that way. And then you were quoting somebody. I wasn't sure if it was one of your relatives. And you did a very good job on that, because you changed your voice tone. That's the way that's good, so okay, thank you. As far as areas for improvement, it's hard to do that with such a good speech, but you could have had a little more movement around and a little more vocal variety. You did have a vocal variety when you quoted. As far as the picture, the only problem I have with passing the picture around with a speech is people don't know, should I be looking at the picture, should I be listening to the speaker? It might have been a little bit better, a little harder to do with having a presentation on the wall where you present it on the wall, so it would be behind you, wouldn't distract people from the speech. But that's kind of a minor critique. Very, very well done.
Thank you, Bob. Next, we have the speech evaluation for our second speaker, Rich McDonough, given by Brendan O'Brien. And Brendan had this to say about creative self-expression. I like free association writing. Think of a noun, then write and expand on the first thought. For example, giraffe. Think of really long necks. I wonder what it would be like to have a giraffe's neck, or ride them like horses. Brendan.
Also like giraffe jokes. What do you call a giraffe in France? Giraffe with an awfully long neck. Anyway, kids laugh at that better. Anyways, I would like to first ask for the timing of Rich's speech, so I can use that.
He was at 3 minutes, dead on the middle.
So the first thing I'm going to say was that you have time to say more. And as far as if I say outright, fine, Father of the Bride speech, I wouldn't change much at all. It's fine. When you begin with it, the joke worked at the beginning. I set the tone. It was appropriate, and the ending was heartfelt, and it was all the way through. It was full of things that you're passing something on to someone else. at a wedding, that's the way to go. So, as I said, the joke was great, and I appreciate you addressed both the bride at the beginning, and it did serve as a little bit of a story. There was sort of a story of, and most of the things you say came from other people as sort of words of wisdom, which is the kind of thing really want to hear for our next generation. Words of encouragement, confidence, and how they were carry on. So I would keep pretty much everything, except I thought there was a little opportunity at the end to put a more of a congratulations statement, because you had such a good opening and such a good build-up, and you finished with sort of a final thought, but it wasn't really a congratulations statement that would send the bride off and send the group off and with the classmates. So I reached the green card. Now I'm going to ask for the audience feedback.
I'll say I liked it. I just was at a wedding, and it wasn't over the top on emotional, too much detail that would embarrass your daughter or son-in-law. I really agree with Brendan too. I thought the end, I love the beginning, the joke, the end maybe a little more, just one little punchline or something.
Congratulations. Okay.
And Rob?
Rich, very nice. I thought you were a little bit nervous, and so you might want to rehearse. And overall, the tenor was really loving and warm and heartfelt, which is the most important thing of a toast like this. And a tiny little thing that I noticed is in the story from your mom, you said, I want to be happy. You didn't say, I want you to be happy. It was slightly...
What I meant to say.
Yep. And the other thing is, look at the video. Review the video.
Bob, you seem to, at least to me, you seem to be pretending that Chris was your new son.
Yeah, it helps me.
It was not a bad technique, but you might have announced that at the beginning. So I'm going to pretend that Chris is my son.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Chris was a good sport.
Okay, you got to stop now. One more comment? Okay. Oh, stop.
We're over. Stop now.
Stop. Okay. It's unanimous.
Thanks, Brendan. So now I'd like to call on Mary Alice to do the grammarian report, and you